Hello, everyone. Welcome to Everything Arsenal and welcome to the match reaction for Arsenal's 5-3 win in the first preseason game of this offseason against Nuremberg. I can confirm to you right away that this is the happiest I've ever been after a preseason game. This is the happiest I've ever been after a friendly match involving Arsenal. I am absolutely buzzing. Now, the first half wasn't great, but the second half was amazing. That is what we were dreaming about, man. That second half was special. So as always, I will be going through how the game went, the first half reaction, the second half reaction. I'll also be going through the player ratings as well at the end. In case you watched the match, let me know what you thought about it. In case you didn't watch, don't worry. I'll be telling you guys how the game went, but I'm absolutely buzzing. 5-3 win. I can confirm that this is the happiest I've been after a preseason game. 100% this is the happiest I've been. So, man, I don't know where to start. So let's start with the lineup. As always, hit the like button. Let's start with how our lineup looked like today. So hopefully you guys can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. So this is what our lineup looked like today. Hopefully it doesn't hang. The internet is all over the place, but hey, let's go. This was our lineup. Turner, Pablo Mari, Walters, Bellerin, and Tierney at the back. We had Lokonga, Smith Rowe, and Niles in midfield. We had Nelson, Pepe, and Nketiah up front. And then our bench had Ranasson, Okonkwo, Cedric, Gabriel, Souza, El Neny, Smith, Salah, Patino, Marquinhos. We also had Gabriel Jesus, Balogun, and Martinelli. We all know what we really wanted to see today. We really wanted to see Gabriel Jesus mostly and Marquinhos, and we had to wait until the second half. Now, right away, that first half wasn't great at all. We were 2 goals down within the first 29 minutes. We were 2 goals down, and we were a bit worried. Now, we do know, we talked about it in the match build-up. We do know that the players that are in that lineup, that first team you can see on screen, we all know the players that are going to start next season are Tierney and Smith Rowe. We definitely know that. We know like 5-6 players from that lineup are not even going to be here next season. So there's no reason to overreact because we know most of them are not going to be here. But you don't want to see Arsenal losing and stuff. You still want to see Arsenal winning, even though it's a friendly match and with players that are not going to be here. But that first half was terrible. Now, after that first 30 minutes, you can tell why no one wants some of these players. Unfortunately, you have to be truthful. You can tell why teams don't want to sign these players, and you can tell why we want to buy players to replace them. Most of them are not good enough. Definitely not good enough. So the first 2 minutes, Nuremberg already had a chance. They almost scored within the first 2 minutes. Matt Turner did make a save within the first 5 minutes. I really hope I'm not hanging. The internet is all over the place. Walter, the defender called Walter at the back, who was playing next to Pablo Mari, the guy at the back next to Pablo Mari. He actually showed a bit of strength. He's a youngster. He showed a bit of strength in the 6th minute, one-on-one against a striker. And he actually body checked him and he put him on the ground. So that was amazing to see. But after that, we had our first attempt, Emil Smith Rowe, after 14 minutes. That's when we had our first attempt. Smith Rowe looked a bit okay. Smith Rowe in that first half, he looked okay. He wasn't great, but he was okay. He was probably part of our best 2 players in that first half. So it's great to see him being sharp after only starting his first game. And then, unfortunately, we conceded our first goal in the 24th minute. To be honest, when you see the highlights, it was an amazing goal. It was an amazing goal that they scored. But if you're being honest, our new goalkeeper, Matt Turner, should have done better with it. It was literally from way outside the box to the left foot, and then it hit the post, and then it went in. But the goalkeeper should have done better. Like, there was no deflection or anything. So in terms of having quicker feet, he has to be quicker. You need a goalkeeper who's quicker. So it's just the first game, so you're not going to overreact. We're going to talk about him more in the player ratings later on. But that was the first goal he conceded. It came from the right side. Tierney didn't look 100% match fit, so hopefully after that it does look match fit because those 5 minutes that they were getting passed through that side very, very easily. And Pablo Mari, we are going to talk about him as well. It is not promising. If you want Pablo Mari to stay, I can promise you right now, I was closing my eyes like this when I was watching him play today, just so you know. We'll talk about him in the player ratings. After 5 minutes, they were through again, one-on-one. Which side again? On that side again, in between Tierney and Pablo Mari. On that formation, between Tierney and Pablo Mari, that is where the first goal came from, the right side. And again, between Tierney and Pablo Mari, that is where the guy went through for the second goal, that position between Tierney and Pablo Mari. Now, we did sub off. Tierney went off in the 30th minute. Maybe that was planned. Maybe they're just planning to give him 30 minutes because he's not 100% fit. But we were a bit fearful. We thought Tierney was injured again. I was about to cry because if Tierney was injured again within 30 minutes, that would have been a very, very sad story. Maybe it is because it was planned, or maybe he was having a shocking moment and then he was taken off. I don't know. Cedric did come on in the 30th minute. Pepe, first shot off target as usual. Imagine my surprise. By now, you know I'm not Pepe's biggest fan, right? But his shots off target really annoy me. That is the other thing that annoys me with Pepe. Every time he shoots the ball, 9 times out of 10, it goes off target. Why? Can I ask why he always shoots off target? Because there's no reason of always shooting the ball off target. Surely one day he's going to shoot the ball on target, surely. I don't know, but he always shoots off target. So it was halftime. Nuremberg were leading Arsenal 2-0. It was looking very bad. People were overreacting on Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube. This is the Arsenal we know. This is why Arsenal shouldn't have gone to the Champions League, or this is why Arsenal not in the Champions League. We are not ready to play in the Champions League. Blah, blah, blah. These players, Pepe is not good enough. Matt Turner is not good enough. You know how Arsenal fans are when we lose games. So the first half was not great. But in my head, I was saying, only Jesus can save us. Only Jesus can save us. I did not know it was going to come through, but this was the only guy who could come in the second half and save us. Jesus. That was the only guy who could come in the second half and save us. And my goodness, did he save us? Do you know how long it took Jesus to score a goal? 90 seconds. Please do not ever tell me Jesus is not going to score goals for us. Now, I do not care if it's a friendly. It took him 90 seconds to score a goal. He was playing as the right winger. He was not playing as a striker. Let me be honest, let me be brutally honest. Within the first 90 seconds, this guy had done more than Pepe had done for 45 minutes. That is the truth. That is the truth. Pepe on that right side for those 45 minutes, what Jesus did within 90 seconds, he had done more than what Pepe had done for 45 minutes. Take that however you want. Does that mean Pepe should go? I don't know. Take it however you want. But within 90 seconds, Jesus had opened the scoring for Arsenal. I am so happy, man. Just that. Even if the final whistle went after that, that is my day made. Jesus has scored a goal within 90 seconds of coming on. 90 seconds. And he was not even playing as a striker. He was playing as the right winger. Right after that, it was a good 1-2. I think it was with, I don't know who it was, but it was a 1-2, and then he passed the ball back to him, and then he was 1-on-1, and then he scored from the right side, like almost from the right corner. Very, very good finish. So I jumped way too ahead of myself, by the way. At halftime, Gabriel, the defender, came on for Walters. Jesus came in for Pepe, and Neny came in for Smith Rowe. So 3 subs at halftime. Those were 4 subs now since Cedric had come on for Tierney early on. Jesus scored his first goal within 90 seconds, and I thought, hey, this is great. Who knew it was even going to get more better? It got even more better. Guess who scored? This thing, it was like it was planned. Jesus scores after 90 seconds. Guess who scored the second goal? Mohamed. I am done. I am done. Jesus and Mohamed have just saved us within 5 minutes of coming on. Mohamed El Neny and Gabriel Jesus, 2 goals within the first 6 minutes. Who knew? Who knew? Who would have predicted that? Jesus and Mohamed were right there to save us. Thank you very much. Mohamed El Neny's goal, that is the best friendly goal I've ever seen. Now, what a shot, man. It was miles away from the box. It was a beautiful strike from El Neny. He usually scores such a goal once a season, but that goal El Neny scores today, I think there was the goal that he scored against Barcelona like 5 years ago. I think this was better than that, I have to say. He was a very powerful striker, and it was his first attempt. Mohamed El Neny, wow. Give him a new contract. I add another contract on top of what he gave to him, because after he came on, again, you could see the difference. I don't really want to be harsh on the likes of Lokonga and Pepe, but it's the truth. Like in the first half, Lokonga really struggled in that midfield with Niles. Pepe's trial was not great on the right. He was not bad, but he was not great on the right. And within 10 minutes, Jesus had made 3 runs on the right side. There's a time Jesus went past like 6 players, like the way Theo Walcott used to do back in the day on that right side. He dribbled. He almost scored his second goal within 5 minutes. Now, also Nketiah in the first half, he wasn't great. It's like Nketiah just wants to play next to Gabriel Jesus, because the Nketiah that was playing in the first half was not amazing. But the Nketiah who played in the second half next to Jesus, it was almost like I was watching Thierry Henry wearing that number 14. The question should not be, why the hell is Eddie Nketiah wearing the number 14? the question should be, why the hell did we not give Edin Nketiah the number 14 shirt 5 years ago? That should be the question. Like, that Edin Nketiah was playing in the second half was incredible, man. Absolutely incredible. So that was 2-2 within 8 minutes of coming back to the second half, and things were looking good. In the 57th minute, I thought Jesus had scored again. It was beautiful work from Nketiah again, and then I think he shot the ball, the goalkeeper saved it, and then everyone thought it was Jesus who had tapped it in, but Jesus was giving pressure to the defender, and then the defender scored an own goal, basically. So within 10 minutes, it was 3-2 ahead. Jesus and Nketiah again with beautiful work. Nketiah made a superb run for that third goal. Incredible, really, really good. Like, that is the one thing I usually give Nketiah. He knows how to, he does have a bit of pace with him, and I like that. Like, he can run past players when he wants. That's why he can play on the left side and on the right side sometimes. But the picture you can see on screen right now of Gabriel Jesus and Edin Nketiah, that is the best partnership since Thierry Henry and Bergkamp. You see those two guys? That is what Messi and Mbappe want to be when they grow up. Yes, guys, I'm super excited. If you can't tell, I'm super excited already. Those two guys, that is what PSG want Mbappe and Messi to be when they grow up. Jesus and Edin Nketiah, number 14 and number 9. The best number 9 in the league and the best number 14 in the league. I've just put a poll on YouTube asking, is Gabriel Jesus the best number 9 in the league? Who's the best number 9 in the league? Is it Gabriel Jesus? Or is it Jesus? Or is it Gabi Jesus? Or is it Arsenal's number 9? Choose one. It has to be him. So choose whichever pleases you. But within 10 minutes, it was 3-2 ahead. It got even better once again. Edin Nketiah and Jesus once again. I thought Jesus had scored. It was almost like his goal, basically. He would have had 4. I'm not exaggerating. Jesus would have had 4 goals within the first 10 minutes of coming on. 4 goals. 2 of them ended up being on goals because the defender stepped in front of him or something, but it would have been his goal. The fourth Arsenal goal was an easy tap-in for Gabriel Jesus once again, and it was 4-2 to Arsenal. After that, we made another few subs, if I can read it. Marquinhos came in for Nketiah, Salah came in for Niles, Okonkwo came in for Turner, Balogun came in for Nelson, and Patino came in for Lokonga. So by the 68th minute, most of the players on that bench had come on. Okonkwo had come on, Cedric had come on, Gabriel, Neny had come on, Salah had come on, Patino, Jesus and Balogun had all come on by the 68th minute. Right after that, it got even better. Once again, it got even better. But before that, we considered a goal. We did consider a third goal, unfortunately. I saw someone asking in the chat. I'll come to your comments very soon. Someone asked in the chat what is happening to our defense. Thankfully, that is not the defense that is going to be playing for us next season because they were very shambolic. But we considered another third goal again. Nuremberg is in the 2nd division in Germany, so they're not the best team. So conceding 3 goals to them looks kind of bad to us. But yeah, they scored another third goal. But guess who was there again to add another goal to us? Gabriel Jesus once again. Guys, I'm going to bring up that picture every single day now. I'm sorry. That picture is going to be on screen forever. This guy scored another goal again. Another beautiful finish. This time, a header. Like, literally, the defenders were like this, and Jesus, he made a run. We never saw Lacazette making a run for Arsenal. Like, Martinelli ran with the ball on the left side. He crossed the ball. The cross wasn't as accurate as it should have been. But Jesus, being a good striker, being a striker who can score goals, he literally made the run in front of the defender and headed the ball in. That is what you've been asking for. Jesus Christ, no pun intended. Jesus Christ, that is what we've been asking for. Someone who can make runs in front of the defender. Just don't be lazy, please. Don't be lazy. Jesus scored 2 goals on his debut, and he could have had 5. The other 2 own goals that Nuremberg scored, Jesus was the one who was standing right there. Like, if the defender didn't touch it, he would have been the one scoring. So what I like to think is the defenders got so scared of Gabriel Jesus, they got confused and scored own goals. They were like, oh my goodness, this is Gabriel Jesus, the best number 9 in the world. They were so confused, they ended up scoring own goals. That is what Gabriel Jesus does to you. Sorry, guys, let's put it one more time. Let's admire him one more time. Our new number 9 scoring 2 goals within 45 minutes, 2 goals and basically almost 2 assists. But that second half was way better than the first half. In the first half, I was almost in tears. I was like, maybe we should go back to holidays and just forget about football until August. But the moment those players came on, it was absolutely epic. Can I just spoil it for you early on? Gabriel Jesus is my man of the match in his first 45 minutes for Arsenal. And it's not because we are just excited we got a new striker, because he was incredible. I'm pretty sure Arsenal will post the highlights, but it is very good. I'm pretty sure you can get the highlights on YouTube, on Facebook somewhere, but it was amazing. The moment he came on, he changed the game totally for us. That is what we are asking for. Players who can run in behind a defender. He was playing on the right side for majority of that second half, and it totally made a difference. Pepe was on that first half. Shot off target is what we got. Jesus very different in the second half. And it's not only Gabriel Jesus. Neny Scored looked amazing in that second half as well. So maybe after all, some of you are right. Maybe Scored really needed time to play. I've always said, to be honest, I've always said Niles and Nketiah and Nelson have been here for too long. But maybe you've never really given Nketiah a chance. I would agree with that. I don't agree with not giving Pepe a chance, because Pepe has played more than 110 games for Arsenal. Nketiah probably has done the same, but most of them are usually from the bench and stuff. But he looked very good in that second half. He looks like he wants to prove a point, and that is what we want to see. Someone who wants to prove a point. So after that, Pablo Mari got a yellow card. El Neny got a yellow card as well in that game. So we're not going to bother with that, but that second half was incredible. The way we scored 5 goals in one half. So if Jesus can score 2 goals in those 20 minutes, just imagine what he can do in a full game. I saw a lot of people saying, blah, 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 it's just Nuremberg, it's the friendly. You have to score in the friendlies. If I take it to the friendlies last season, the strikers we had did not score even in the friendlies. So you have to even start with the friendlies. You have to score against whichever team you're playing against. So in case you didn't watch the game, just know Gabriel Jesus was incredible on the right side and as a striker as well. And Ketch in the second half was incredible. Smith Rowe was probably our best player in the first half. With the energy he was showing, he took our only shot on target and stuff. Bellerin was surprisingly okay. He was not bad. Bellerin was okay. Tierney was okay, but he got out of position a couple of times. Same with Bellerin, to be honest, but Tierney was subbed off and everything. But it was not everyone who was great. Players were good, but not all of them were good. And that is what we are going to talk about next. So let me see what you guys are saying in the comment section. I am so happy. I am so happy. Jesus and Mohammed just saved us today. Absolutely buzzing. How are you, Wissus? Thank you, Nicholas. Terry says, Gabriel. Thank you, Olorato. Great, says Sandy. This is lovely. Dear friends, we have a great signing in Gabi J, says John. John is calling him Gabi J, not Gabriel Jesus or Gabi Jesus. Gabi J, I like that. Well, what's wrong with our defense? Kawuki, we are going to talk about that. I'm calling that's a second-tier German team, Glenn. I have literally calling, I do not care, man. I would use another term there, but let me just say I don't care at all what it is from. You have to score goals. It's not like the defenders made a mistake and Jesus passed, or the goalkeeper fluffed the ball and dropped the ball because he's a second choice goalkeeper. No. I'm talking about the runs he made. If he can make those runs in a friendly match, he can probably make those runs in the Premier League as well. If he doesn't make those runs, he'll get fouled and he'll get a penalty. So that is what I'm talking about. And I'm not saying this is the best game Arsenal has ever played, but this is the best friendly match we've ever played. The first half is not acceptable. I do agree with that, Colin. I definitely agree with that. Probably I should have read the second part of your message before I went on that rant. But yeah, the first half was not acceptable, obviously. But as I said, that team that was playing in the first half, how many of them are going to be here next season? Probably Smith Rowe is going to be starting alongside Tierney. I can't see any of those other players playing for us next season starting the game. Turner will be on the bench. Walters will not be there. Niles will not be there. Nelson will not be there. Pepe, I don't know, man. I'm just not Pepe's biggest fan. I'm so sorry. And again, if you see what other people came on and did today, you have to ask yourself questions. When Pepe plays with these young players, I usually expect him to be the one guy that we depend on. Like, pass the ball to him, he's going to do everything we want because he has that experience. Like when he used to play in the Europa League with the likes of Smith Rowe and Saka when they were young, you'd expect Pepe to be the one who's doing the best. But when Pepe plays with the youngsters, like someone like Patino outshines him, Saka outshines him. Sometimes the goalkeeper outshines him. Why? Why? Like, we need him. Like, as I always say, I cannot mention for you 10 games that Pepe has really impressed me. But I'd still keep him at Arsenal. As I said, I'd still keep him at Arsenal. Hi, we can hear you. Appreciate it. RK, great team, says Vincent. The back need a lot of work. Oh yeah, he definitely needs a lot of work. Propaganda in the vote. I'll check the vote. Yeah, I mean, he's the best number 9. Premier League, go here, go ham. I mean, the Premier League is in trouble now with Gabriel Jesus. Gabriel wasn't my choice, but it seems he'll prove me wrong. I think he'll score more than 20 goals because we were creating chances last season with Saka and Odegaard, but we were missing those chances. He's not going to score every single goal. I'm not saying he's going to be better than Haaland or be better than Mbappe or anything, but he's going to be better than what we've had. Like Aubameyang was a great striker for Arsenal, especially in his first 2 seasons. He was scoring every single goal for us. 2 goals, 2 goals, 2 goals. He won us a trophy, fine. Lacazette, he never lived up to his expectations. As I said, Lacazette scored around 40 goals in his last season at Lyon. He never scored 20 goals for Arsenal in a season. That is a concern. So as he came to Arsenal, he was digressing. Is that a word, digressing? Is that an actual word? Is it regressing or digressing? It's regressing, isn't it? Whichever. He was going down. Let me say that. He was going down in terms of his ability up front. So basically, before Aubameyang, the real strikers that we had were Van Persie and Thierry Henry. Adebayo and Giroud were okay sometimes, but we need a striker who can score more than 100 goals. And Jesus having scored around 94 goals, most of them coming from the bench for City, I'm confident. Thank you, RK. Eddie wearing the number 14 with that lack of performance absolutely hurt my memories. Not lying, a bit of vomit in my mouth. Watching. No, I think you're absolutely wrong. I think Ketty was superb in the second half. If that is what you mean, Eddie wearing the number 14 with that lack of performance. Eddie Nketiah was great in the second half. First half, we weren't good. Second half, he was very good. He was probably the 3rd best player in that second half. I mean, the 2 own goals that Nuremberg scored, it was all Eddie Nketiah's work, like running past players. So I think I've always judged Eddie Nketiah, sometimes unfairly, especially 2 seasons ago and last season. I never felt confident when Nketiah came on. But when he plays well, I'll tell you, he played well. And today, when in the second half, he played very well. Very impressive. Thanks, says Dennis. Bellerin, Maitland-Niles, Murray, Pepe, Nelson will be hard to sell on those performances, says CM. You are very right, and that is a concern we have. We will get better, and that is why I'm saying let's just keep Pepe, because I know no team is going to buy him. And even if a team buys him, we're not going to get that much money for him. So you rather keep him. We'll get better when the league comes, says Lee. Hopefully, big ups, mate. So, you know, no problem. Niall, hope you're doing well as well. Eddie improved in the second half, and his shot cost the 4th goal. I think the 3rd goal as well, CM. That was not main defenders, okay, understand. Again, I said, hopefully I'm not hanging. Let's see. So many comments. I appreciate it. Let's see. That was not the main defenders. Okay, understand it is a friendly, so understand, says Lee. That was not all main defenders. Yeah, our goalkeeper as well. Very nice, says Adamu. And what cost us points last season? Central midfield. Slow starts did. Eddie did not care in the first half. Lacked energy wearing the number 14. Not acceptable. I think if after that game, I think after all those players who played in that game, if we pick up on Eddie Nketiah, we will be very unfair. There was like 10 players worse than him in that game, more than 10. Very bad. I'll come to the player rating. So if you're picking up on Eddie Nketiah in this one, or picking on Eddie Nketiah in this one, we'll be very unfair, Colin. I'm pretty sure a lot of people will disagree with you, especially the ones who watched the game. I'm very happy for Jesus. We have a striker. Yes, we have a striker now. Colin is not happy. You can tell Colin is not happy. Those moral victories you cling on are nothing more than excuses. And this squad at has spent around 400 million is utter excuse, not even out of. It's utter excuses, says Colin. Colin, I don't know. Maybe Colin wanted us to score 10 goals. Maybe 5 goals was not enough. But hey, I don't know. We'll come to the player ratings. Let's see what other people have to say. CM says, Colin are not just the lack of energy or carrying more, a lack of quality behind him. We need another striker not to depend on Tuwi right now because we're in European competition this coming season. Very impressive, says Ibrahim. Good evening, says Sanchez. Oh, wow, Jesus is God sent. Yeah, I like that. Jesus is God sent. Colin is back again. Oh, good, kind God. I simply can't handle this sunshine and rainbows of a questionable friendly. Oh my goodness, Colin is not happy, and we've scored 5 goals. Colin, I don't know how to impress you, man. We've signed a player for 45 million, and within 1 game, he's already done more than Lacazette did in the entire season. I don't know if that is going to help. Whatever pleases you, man. That I'm not happy that you conceded 3 goals, obviously. That squad in first half only contained 6 first squad members after Suarez came on for Tierney. That squad consisted of only 2 players who are going to be starting games, Smith Rowe and Tierney. And Tierney gets injuries, and Smith Rowe might not even start. So you can say, when Ramsdale, if this squad that you started with, let's just talk about the players that are coming back. So Ramsdale will be the goalkeeper. Ramsdale will be the goalkeeper. Lisandro Martinez, if he comes to Arsenal, I doubt. But if you sign another left back, if Tierney is injured, Gabriel will be there. There will be Ben White and there will be Saliba. There will be Tomiyasu on the right. Hopefully, please, goodness me, hopefully Thomas Partey will be in that squad as well. Odegaard will be there. I don't know. Granit Xhaka will definitely be there as well. He's not something to clutch on, but I mean, he's probably better than what we saw today. We'll also have Marquinhos starting. We'll also have Gabriel Jesus starting. We'll also have Saka back. We'll also have Martinelli starting. We'll also have Fabio Vieira back. Come on, that is not our team. So even if Pablo Mari makes a mistake, I can be honest, I'm not really bothered. Yes, you can be bothered because no team will buy them after making those mistakes. But that is not our first team. So I wouldn't really overreact because that is not our first team at all. At all, that is not our first team. Thank you for the super chat, RK. I'm buzzing, best friendly match ever, 100%. Let me see. Maybe you should send that super chat to Arsenal so that you can buy Lisandro Martinez. We'll start the season. Yes, that squad won't win the league, but Liverpool and City are miles ahead of everybody. The goal for this year is to be 3rd and 4th, the Europa League, League Cup, and 9-10 points close. I just want us to finish in the top 4, and I really want us to win the Europa League. I don't know. I feel like we've been in that for so long, and Man United were there for 1 season, won it. Chelsea were there for 1 season, won it. Even Frankfurt were there, won it. I really want us to win the Europa League, man. It's very possible. We've reached a final against Chelsea. We've reached semi-final twice against Atletico and Villarreal. The way we went out against Villarreal just because of 1 goal was very sad. We went out because of 1 goal against Atletico Madrid. So the 5 seasons we've been in the Europa League, we've reached the semi-final and the final 3 times. So you just need that 2 extra steps and you'll win that trophy. Ketia can score goals if he's given enough playing time. As I said, I think we'll actually see both of them on the pitch most of the times. Yes, Jesus will probably start and then Saka, Odegaard, and Martinelli in the first game. But I'll not be surprised since there's 5 subs. I won't be surprised if we do see Edin Ketia and Jesus on the pitch at the same time. And that is why he went for Jesus, because he can play on the right side. I'll not be surprised if you see both of them playing at the same time. Give out Pepe on loan, says Mateus. If you give him out on loan and then the other team says you have to pay 70% of his wages, I'm not a fan of that, man. But again, you cannot really sell him. I can guarantee you there's no team that is going to give us more than 20 million, unless we say we want 15 million. You can see that Jesus is a level above the rest, 100%. Yeah, you can see he's been playing with different players. He's someone who's been playing around Bernardo Silva and De Bruyne. You can tell the difference. I won't mention names at Arsenal, but the players that we've been playing around with are very different from the Gabriel Jesuses and the Maris of this world. RK says, please subscribe and smash the like button. I appreciate it. We are on 11,000 on both Facebook and YouTube. Thank you very much. Maddie says, keep up the good work. Thank you. Colin, why is there no good in that result of performance given we without Tomiyasu, Ramsdale, White, Saliba, Partey, Xhaka? Questionable. Odegaard, Saka, it shows the lack of the quality of certain players. Like, I don't know, man. That is not our first team. I'll come to the rest of the performances, but let's do the player ratings. Let's see what you guys have to say about the player ratings. So, player ratings time. If you watch the game, you can help me with this one. Let's start with the goalkeeper. Matt Turner, if you didn't watch the game, I'm sorry. Matt Turner only gets a 4. That first goal, I feel like you should have done better in that first goal. The second goal, I mean, it wasn't... The second goal as well, it was powerful from the right side, but those low shots, I usually feel like goalkeepers have a hard time to do it, so I wouldn't really blame him that much. But he wasn't great. You really didn't see him playing out from the back or any of those qualities we were told about. So for Matt Turner's first performance, it's only going to be a 4. Not really like Ramsdale's first performance, where Ramsdale put up like an 8 or something. Turner is going to get a 4 for his first performance. Tierney was only on the pitch for 33 minutes. He's going to get a 5. I mean, in the first 10 minutes, he looked sharp in terms of running forward. He put in a couple of poor crosses. But that first and second goal came from that Pablo Mari and Tierney side. I can only give him a 5 because he was only in for 33 minutes. He's not 100% fit, but he really needs to. there's nothing he can do. I can't really say he needs to, but there's nothing he can do because of the injuries. But you really need him to stay fit, man. We really need him. Otherwise, we really need to get a left back right away. And Lisandro Martinez, we are still waiting. I still think he's going to go to Man United. But anyone, there's a lot of left backs, as someone said them the other day. We can get a lot of people at left back. The one guy that I really wanted was Cucurella from Brighton. I know he's going to go to Man City, but if you could have gotten Cucurella from Brighton, that is an amazing player. That is the kind of left back you'd want. I wouldn't mind Zinchenko as well. Man City are kind of willing to sell players this time around. They're selling Bernardo Silva, Sterling, Jesus, Nathan Ake. So maybe you can tempt them to sell Zinchenko. So Tierney gets a 5. Bellerin, surprisingly, first half was better than the second half, but we still conceded 3 goals. And he played, how many minutes did he play? I think he played the entire game. I think Bellerin and Pablo Mari were the only players to play the entire game. So we conceded 3 goals. But in the first half, he looked okay. I mean, he was better than what he was the last time he left Arsenal. So I'm going to give him a 6, but you still considered 3 goals. Now, the next one is a bit tough, man. Pablo Mari only gets a 3. That's the worst. If you watch that game, that was a very bad performance. He was getting past so easily. The 2 goals he considered in the first half came from that side. I think he was the one who was supposed to actually mark that guy who scored the second goal. He was a bit all over the place. He ended up getting a yellow card in the 84th minute because he kind of lacked pace. And from what I saw on Twitter, a lot of people were saying, sell him. Sell him, sell him, sell him, sell him, sell him is not good enough. Can you believe there was a time we were actually talking about who is better? Gabriel Jesus. He's stuck in my head, guys. Gabriel Jesus is stuck in my head. He's made me so happy. We were asking who's better between Gabriel and Pablo Mari. Now, if you ask me that question right now, I'd just block you wherever you're asking me that question from, because he's nowhere near Gabriel. Not at all. He looks a bit weak. I don't know why. He doesn't have the pace. I don't know why. He doesn't look like the Pablo Mari from 2 years ago, just before COVID. He looked very good then, playing next to Holding, but he was very bad. Let's be honest, he was very terrible today. Probably our worst player on the pitch. So you can see why teams are struggling to give us the money. We are struggling to sell him. It's right there. We can see why we are struggling to sell him. What can we do? So I'm going to give him a 3, and I'm pretty sure people can actually give him less than that. So Pablo Mari, 3. Walters, the youngster, I'm going to give him a 5. He was subbed off at halftime. He's considered 2 goals, but none of the goals really came from his side. So, and he actually did well. He looked a bit strong. He looked stronger than most of our defenders. He looked stronger than Pablo Mari 100%. I don't know. I think Pablo Mari, after he played against Lukaku last season, I think Lukaku kind of ended his career, and that tells you everything you need to know. Lukaku has left Chelsea because that was the only good game he played against Pablo Mari. So Walters gets a 5. We probably won't ever see him again for the next 2 years. So he's going to get a 5. Now Lokonga. Lokonga is going to get a 4. Lokonga is going to get a 4. Again, as I said, you see why Lokonga was playing in this formation? If you play Lokonga in that position by himself, that is suicidal. He cannot handle those strong midfielders in there. He struggled badly. It was so easy getting past him. The first goal that you conceded, the guy who shot the ball from outside the box, he literally shot it from around where Lokonga is on screen. He literally shot it from there. And there was no one marking him. In that position, that is where Xhaka should be or Lokonga should be, because you're not supposed to allow the number 10 or the midfielder to shoot the ball from outside the box. That should be the job of your defensive midfielder, but he's all over the place. As someone said, he's a bit too raw, and that is something that is a bit painful. So you can't really start the season with Lokonga. If we go into next season with Lokonga in our midfield, that is suicide. We're going to end up losing to Crystal Palace and Leicester in the first game, and I don't want to see us number 20 again in the first 3 games. I don't want to see that. So Lokonga struggled. I don't think Lokonga can play in this formation 4-3-3. I do not think Lokonga can play in that formation. A 4-3-3 for Lokonga? No, please no. For me, Lokonga can only play if you're playing with a 4-2-3-1. 2 defensive midfielders. So if he's playing next to Partey or playing next to someone else, I actually don't like him playing next to Xhaka in the middle. I still feel that both of them are not great coming back, and they'll commit a lot of fouls and everything. But he needs to play with someone in the middle like Partey. But if you play with Lokonga by himself like that, and you ask Smith Rowe to go forward, and you ask Niles to go forward and to push on the right side, and you leave Lokonga by himself in midfield, that is suicide. That is basically suicide, and that is why we actually went out of the Carabao Cup last year. because against Liverpool and Nottingham Forest in the FA Cup, we played with this guy by himself in midfield. It doesn't work. So he's not strong enough. He's not experienced enough. It's crazy because he was actually captain of the last team he was playing at, but we need someone to play next to him. Lokonga 4-3-3 formation? No. 4-2-3-1? We can try. Lokonga gets a 4. There's 150 of you watching on YouTube and Facebook. Appreciate it. Hit the like button, please. Niles gets a 4. Niles gets a 4 again, just like Pepe. I am unfortunately not Maitland-Niles' biggest fan. We've always been told that Maitland-Niles is better as a midfielder, but most of the times I don't see it. Personally, I do prefer him as a wing back. I remember when he played on the left side of a back five when he played against Man City and Chelsea to win the FA Cup. That is when Niles looked. Okay. But as a midfielder or as a right back, Niles does not look good at all. So Niles for today is going to get a 4. Niles is only going to get a 4 for today. We need to see more. But I don't think we'll see too much more. I think he'll actually end up going out on loan. So let's see. Smith Rowe is going to get a 6. Last season, it wasn't the best end to the season for him. But in terms of the first half of last season, he was very good. He was scoring goals. He was coming from the bench. He was impacting the game. I can see him doing that more for us next season, because now with Fabio Vieira and Martinelli and Saka and the Marquinhos, and especially if we end up getting those wingers we've been talking about, Smith Rowe can only come off the bench, but he's looking good. He was the only shot on target in that first half. He was the only guy who looked decent, but not the best, Smith Rowe. He got subbed off at halftime. We brought in El Neny, and he's going to get a 6. And considering what El Neny on and did, but so Smith Rowe is going to get a 6. He's one of my favorite Arsenal players. I think like him and Saka have really helped our team a lot. So 6 for him. Nicolas Pepe, man, I'm going to only give him a 5. I saw people saying he was okay in the first half, but I really can't see it, man. As I say, Jesus came in for 20 minutes. The first 20 minutes, he had done more than Pepe had done on the right side. I'm being too harsh, but man, 72 million guys, no, man. Let's be honest. We will be cutting our losses so soon. That is why it's been put up for sale. And it's very worrying. I don't want to go up against our team. I don't abuse players. I'm not abusing him or anything, but I'm saying if we've put him in the transfer market, why do you think there's no team that has asked for him? Because personally, I can't see the big teams, Bayern Munich, Man City, Real Madrid asking for Pepe. Can you really see those teams signing him? The answer is no. I've not seen Liverpool or Tottenham, or obviously can't sell players like Tottenham, but Liverpool, Everton asking for him. I can't see him going to play for the likes of Brighton on loan or Crystal Palace. They probably can't afford how much he asks for a week. There's a reason we're having trouble to sell him. 72 million. People have been laughing at us the last 2 years because he's not worth 72 million. The two things that I really don't like about Pepe is, one, the shots off target. He gets so many chances to shoot the ball, and 90% of them go off target. Number two, I feel like he dribbles the ball too much, way too many times, man. Even Ronaldinho, after dribbling the ball, he used to pass the ball or score. He didn't use to shoot off target that much. So Pepe is going to only get a 5. I am really worried about him. I can't see where he fits in next season, apart from the Carabao Cup and the Europa League. So I don't know about you guys. Maybe I'm being very unfair, but if you watch the game and you watch what Gabriel Jesus did, you can tell the difference. And Jesus is not even a right winger, and he did more on that side. This is another one. Reece Nelson, my goodness. I didn't even see him in that first half, really. I only saw him once on the left side. Another one that I 100% think is not going to be here next season, let's be honest. Again, I think he's going to end up being out on loan. In terms of getting sold, we are asking for around 20 million. I don't know which team is going to pay us 20 million, so we have to wait and see. Probably you can only get like 12 to 15 million. But if you give me 17 million or even 15 million for Nelson right now, I am going to sell him. As someone said early on, all these players that you're just talking about, the better, the faster we get rid of them, the better. The better, because you need to change the team. That is the kind of bench you usually have. If you have Jesus starting, Martinelli, Saka, and then you look at your bench, you have Pablo Mari and Nelson, it's basically the same as last season, because we allowed 5 subs next season. You need a lot of good players coming off your bench, not just okay players. Edin Ketia, someone was very harsh on him. I don't know why, because I'm going to give him an 8 for today. The first half, it wasn't great for anyone. We rarely even got the ball pushing it forward. But in the second half, he was incredible. I think for the like 3 goals, Neny Scored was the reason why he scored like 3 goals in that second half. He was making runs. He was not only staying in the middle and waiting for the ball. He was making runs on the left side. He was playing 1-2s with the midfielder. He was playing 1-2s with Marquinhos and sometimes Jesus as well. Things are looking good. Marquinhos actually came on from Ketia. There's someone who was there. I think it was, I don't know if it was El Neny or someone. There's someone who was in that midfield that he was playing 1-2 with, but it was looking really good. Like he was shooting the ball with the left foot. There's a time he even hit the post with the left foot. I think he hit the post twice. One, it hit the post and then it dropped up and dropped down and then they scored an own goal. The second one, I think they just hit the bar and then it went out. But he was looking really good. I'm going to give him an 8. When these players play badly, let's say they play badly. When they play well, let's say they play well. Even though you don't like Nketiah getting the number 14, I don't like it as well. But he played well. We can't really say it. And if you didn't know anything about football and you watched Nketiah for the first time today, you'd think he's the best ever number 14 in the Premier League history. Neny Scored gets an 8. Let's go to the players who came from the bench. Cedric is going to get a 6. As I said, I still believe Cedric can do better than Bellerin because he's more experienced and at least he can take decent corners sometimes. Free kicks, not many times, but at least he can take decent corners. So I'm going to give him a 6 for today. And also why the hell is Cedric in every single picture I see Arsenal taking? Why is he on? When I see Pepe uploading a photo, Cedric is there. When Arteta is uploading a photo, Cedric is there. When Marquinhos is uploading a photo, Cedric is there. This guy is the best photo bomber in the world. So that is why he's getting an extra point in the player ratings. He should have gotten a 5, but just because he's on every single picture and he puts up amazing pictures on Facebook and Twitter as well, he's going to get an extra point. Cedric gets a 6 and he's very welcoming. From the new players, Marquinhos, obviously because they speak Portuguese, all of them, Marquinhos, Jesus seems to be the one like welcoming them a lot. So I like that. So he's going to get a 6 for today. He wasn't a disaster. I don't think he was a disaster last season. Gabriel is going to get a 6. His new hair, I don't know where the hell his hairline went, but Gabriel Jesus' new haircut, it's all over the place. It's all over the place. I mean, he got a baby recently. Congratulations to him, but it seems to be stressing him a lot because he's losing his hair very quickly. He's losing his hair very quickly, Gabriel. We need to see him. He was one of our best defenders last season. The first half of the season, we were keeping a lot of clean sheets because of him and Ben White and Ramsdale. Even though some of you don't like Ben White, we did keep a lot of clean sheets between October and December, and both of them are really good. Gabriel scored 5 goals last season. I can't wait to see him next season. I believe he's going to have a great season. Next up, Gabriel Jesus. You know what? I'm not going to go to Gabriel Jesus first. Let's just save the best for last. Let's go to no Gabriel Jesus. I almost clicked on it. Let's go to El Neny, Mohammed. Let's go to Mohammed first, and then we'll come to Jesus. I'm not saying best for last or anything, meaning it that way. No. Let's just go to Mohamed El Neny. Let's not overthink that statement. But let's go to Mohamed El Neny. This guy, I mean, that goal that he scored, he actually had another shot right after that. He would have had 2 goals. Mohamed El Messi. It was like we are watching Mohamed El Messi. It was like we are watching Paolo back in AC Milan days, or Gattuso, or Javier Zanetti back in Inter Milan days, or I don't know, those kind of midfielders, Patrick Vieira and Makelele and those kind of guys. He played okay today. Now, we know that El Neny is not the answer. We know that Makelele cannot Makelele, I wish. We know that El Neny is not going to be the difference between us finishing 5th and 4th. We know that, but he was okay today. When he came on, you could see the difference. Like, our midfield was so much better when he came on. I don't know how, but he helped us defensively and attacking-wise as well. El Neny looked quicker. He was passing the ball quicker. It was almost like we were playing with a whole different... It was almost like we were playing with Tielemans in midfield already, but El Neny looked quicker, sharper. It looks like that 1 month holiday really helped him. It also seems like that 1-year contract that he got is really excited him a lot. He's very happy to be staying at Arsenal. Hopefully he does have a great season. He's one of the backup players who I think most of you are happy El Neny being a backup player. So he's going to get an 8 for today. Marquinhos is going to get a 6. I would like to see him starting next time so that you can see more of him. We didn't really see much because he only came on in the 70th minute. And can I also be honest, when he was coming on, I was just looking at Gabriel Jesus. I was so mesmerized. I was falling in love with Gabriel Jesus when Marquinhos was coming on. So I wasn't looking at anyone else playing apart from Gabriel Jesus. So Marquinhos gets a 6. Salah, the youngster, is the best Salah in the Premier League. He's going to get a 6. Okonkwo, the goalkeeper, didn't have much to do. I think he came on and considered a goal. So I'm just going to give him a 5. Balogun, I think he played a 1-2 with Jesus for the goal. I'm not sure. I think he played a 1-2 with Martinelli, and then the ball went to Jesus again. Can I be honest? I was just really happy that Jesus scored. I didn't even look at who was passing to who. Patino gets a 5. And then we are finally here, Gabriel Jesus, man of the match. Can you imagine that? How can you get man of the match in your first 45 minutes? This guy is my man of the match 100%. I can mention for you 10 qualities that I saw. The pace was incredible in behind the defenders. He made like 3-4 runs on that right side where he went past 4 or 5 players. I am not joking. He made a run where he went past 5 players, like Theo Walcott back in the day. Like he ran past 5 players and then the defender blocked it. It would have been the best goal ever. It was that quality, the quality of getting himself into the correct positions in the box. I actually did a video a couple of months ago talking about how he would fit in at Arsenal. And I talked about that. We need someone who can be a real threat in that box. Like when you're playing against Van Dijk, playing against Thiago Silva, playing against all these defenders, Ruben Diaz, you need someone who can really give them a lot of headaches. The one thing I've always criticized the likes of Nketiah and Lacazette. Nketiah did well today. I'm talking about Nketiah from 1-2 seasons ago. No, not this new Nketiah. This new Nketiah is the best thing that has ever happened to Arsenal. Not this Nketiah. The other Nketiah was before this Nketiah. I always say that I don't think when a defender sleeps at night and the next day they're playing against Man City, they would be like, my goodness, we are playing against Aguero. He wouldn't be able to sleep. Or back in the day, if a defender is playing against Messi or those kind of guys, Shearer, a defender wouldn't be able to sleep. The one thing with the strikers that we've had the last 2 seasons, I don't think if Arsenal is playing against Liverpool, I don't think Van Dijk will have nightmares because he's going to play against Lacazette or against Nketiah. That is the truth. I don't think Van Dijk would be that worried. I don't think the likes of Raul Jimenez would be that worried. No, not Raul Jimenez. Raul Jimenez is a striker. But they wouldn't be as worried about the likes of Lacazette the way they'd be worried against the likes of Jimenez. Now, Jesus is the kind of player from that first game, those first 45 minutes, is the kind of player who can worry the defenders. I am so sorry. You're going to see that picture as many times as you can because he's the best striker in the world. He worries the defenders. You don't know if he's going to run to the left side. You're not going to, he's going to run to the right side. Sometimes he was running to the right side. Sometimes he was heading the ball. Sometimes he was scoring with his feet. He's an all-round player. So that is why I'm kind of convinced. I know it is just a friendly game, I know, but I'm very convinced he's going to score more than 20 goals, especially if he starts. This is a guy who never started more than 10 games in a row for Man City. He's going to get that for us. Now, I want to see, the reason I'm happy he's joining us is because I want to see how he does if he plays 10 games in a row. How does he do if he plays 10 games in a row, 15 games in a row? How does he do if he's going to play 85 minutes every single game? How many goals can he score if he starts 32 out of the 38 games in the Premier League? How many goals can he score? How many assists can he get? How can he do next to Nketiah? How can he do next to Saka? How can he do it if we have Odegaard and Fabio Vieira passing the ball in behind him? That is what you want to see. So I'm very, very happy today's performance. He's going to get a 9. If you watch that game, he's definitely the man of the match. There's no second option. The second one is Nketiah. Nketiah was a lot good as well, just right after him. But very good, man. 5-3 win against Nuremberg. We are now off to USA to play against Everton, Chelsea, Orlando City, and then back to England to play against Sevilla in the Emirates Cup. What a performance by Arsenal in the second half. But I am definitely worried about the defense. As we've said, though, that is not the defender. Those are not the defenders that are going to play for Arsenal next season. Pablo Mari was absolutely awful today, if you're saying the truth. Walters is a youngster, is not going to be there. Bellerin, even though he was okay, I'm expecting him to be sold. I don't think he even wants to be at Arsenal anyway. And Tierney, I don't think he's injured. I think he just got those 30 minutes because it was planned. So those 4 defenders there, even Matt Turner in goal, none of them is going to be starting for us in the Premier League. So no, let's not overreact. Gabriel is going to be there. Saliba is going to be there. White is going to be there. The best right back in the world, Tomiyasu, is going to be there. And hopefully a new left back or someone is going to be there. So I wouldn't be too worried. But yeah, conceding 3 goals, that is definitely worrisome. Now, anyone who was saying keep Pablo Mari, keep these players, if you watch that game, you wouldn't be too happy. Matteo says try to give us highlights. I can't. It will be blocked immediately, but I'm sure it will be uploaded on Arsenal's Facebook or something very soon on YouTube. Let's see. Please, we don't hear anything about Tielemans. We are here to enjoy the game. We'll get back to transfers very soon, but hopefully we do sign him this month. Arsenal needs to improve on a game moving forward in the new season, says Paul. Please, what is going on? I prefer you should sign Yuri Tillemans, the caliber of player we have now. I guess you can surely achieve something. Yeah, it depends. If you have players like that in midfield, then it's very good, because the reason why he considered all those goals today is because our midfield was empty again. Lokonga is not enough in that midfield, and the difference that we have is not good enough. If you add Thomas Partey in that team, Gabriel, you had Ben White, Saliba, you had Tillemans, hopefully, in another midfield as well, you are looking good, and I really want us to sign Tillemans. You can see that Jesus is a year red. That one, Sean said, you can see that Jesus is a level above the rest by far. I still should have starting lineup, not changing players every game. I hope you don't mean in the friendlies, because in the friendlies, that is when you can change things every game. This is where you can try stuff. But during the season, during the season, the positions that the players have to play every single day, the goalkeeper has to play every single day. You cannot really change the goalkeeper all the time. And the back four for me needs to be the same. Whether it's Tierney, Gabriel, White, or Saliba, and Tomiyasu, those players need to play every single game together. And they actually did. Last season, September, October, we were keeping a lot of clean sheets because all of these players were playing every single game until Tomiyasu got an injury. Midfield-wise as well, if Partey is there, he needs to be there for every single game, hopefully. But forward line, I'm not really concerned, because we have a lot of quality now. Not enough, but we have a lot. So you can't really play Saka every single game, because you can bring on the likes of Marquinhos, you have Nketiah, you have Jesus, Fabio Vieira, Odegaard, Smith Rowe, Martinelli. So you can rotate there as long as all of them can give you something. And there's 5 subs allowed next season. So I don't have a problem with the players up front getting rotated. The backline is what I have a concern with. You can't really play with Gabriel today, and then tomorrow it's Saliba and White, and then tomorrow it's Rob Holding and Xhaka, and then you'll concede a lot of goals. A lot of goals. Jesus is going to help us next season. I think it's going to more than help us, man. What is happening to Partey, please? I would like to know. We are not going to speculate. You're only going to talk about that when it's confirmed. I pointed out, please, with Jesus in the second half, you're taking my statement. Okay, let me read that again. I pointed out, pleased with Jesus in the second half. You're taking my statement out of context. I'm saying you are all gassing him. I mean, you're not gassing him. I mean, there's a lot of things that we saw apart from even the goals. There's a lot of qualities that we saw. I'm not gassing him, but yeah, he's still the best number 9 in the league, Colin. We will struggle to sell certain players, says Sean. Yeah, like 8 of these players, unfortunately. Pablo Mario was a 1. Wow, Colin said, Colin is not happy. As in Atita's first signing, today he was a -1, just like Atita once -1, Mario at Arsenal. I do agree with you this time, Colin. He was a shambles this time. Please subscribe and smash the like button. I appreciate it. RK, I'm following up live from my comfort zone in Brewerville City, Monrovia, Liberia. Wow, interesting. Brewerville. I've never heard about Brewerville City. I've heard about Monrovia. Thanks for the updates. Thank you. Well analyzed. I appreciate it, Dixon. We still need 2-3 players. I think we still need 4 players. I still think we need. For me, I really didn't think we needed a winger, but it's looking like we're going for a winger. For me, I thought we needed a backup striker. I would try and get a taller striker like a Giroud, a plan B, just in case it doesn't work with Jesus and Nketiah. Someone tall, because when we are drawing the game 0-0, what do we usually do? Tierney crosses the ball, Saka crosses the ball, Tomiyasu crosses the ball, but you can't really cross the ball if the guys you have up front is Saka against Van Dijk. So you need a taller striker as a plan B. I've tried to think which striker can we get, a taller striker. I don't have no idea. But if it's a backup striker who's not tall, I'd actually go for Pukki. I know Pukki has played for Norwich, but he's only going to cost us like 20 million. And he's played in the Premier League for 2 seasons. He's played for a really, really terrible Norwich side, but he still managed a lot of goals for them. Like he was the only positive for Norwich the last 2 seasons they played in the league. So he's not coming to Arsenal to start for us. He's coming there as a backup and to play for us in the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup. So I'd actually take Pukki. I'd take Trossard from Brighton. I'd take, I don't know, there's this striker, I think, from France. Is it Lille or Lens? There's a striker we want, a tall striker, I've forgotten his name. But those kind of strikers I would take. I'm happy. Congratulations, Arsenal, says Kelvin. Nasur as well. That's great news, says Pablo. Arsenal just a friendly. They want the whole world to support them, says Emmanuel. Whatever you want to think. Why Arsenal not buying Sterling? Sterling is going to Chelsea, man. I would have been happy if we bought Sterling. I mean, we've wanted him for like 2 years. But someone like Sterling, I think he really wants to play Champions League football. And then again, for me, I really don't want to splash 60 million on Rafinha or Gnabry or Sterling. I want us to splash those millions on a midfielder. To be honest, I would not spend 70 million on Gnabry. Gnabry is a world-class player, but I would not splash 70 million on him. I rather go with 45 million for Milinkovic-Savic and 30 million for Tielemans. Get those two midfielders, and our team will completely change, because I know Saka has the quality up front. I know Jesus has the quality. I know Martinelli has the quality. And Odegaard, Smith, all of these players have the quality. That has never been a problem. That has never been our major problem. Our major problem is the midfield. So for me, I really don't see why we should be going for Sterling. That money to buy Sterling, let's go and buy Tielemans and Milinkovic-Savic. Then we'll compete. Remember, the midfield is your engine. If your engine is not working, I don't care how flashy your interior looks. I don't care how flashy your car bumper looks or your tire rims look, yellow, red, shining. That is our striking and stuff. But if you don't have your engine in the midfield, you're still in big trouble. So I don't want us to improve on our interior, like decorate our car seats and change it from black to red and white. That is adding another winger, and then leave our midfield empty. You know, you do need your engine to run for your car to run. You also do need your tires to work. Our tires and engine being our midfield. Wow, that's a great contact. Thank you, Sheena. Let's go for Tony. That's another one, but how much would he cost? I think they would sell him for like 35 or 40 million. Like Pookie costs only 20 million. Well, I want us to splash a lot of money is midfield. I'd be very happy if you sign Gnabry, obviously, because he's world class. But if we sign Gnabry and then leave our midfield empty, yes, we will score 7 goals, but we will concede 8. It doesn't really make a difference. But if you don't have a midfield, you'll still concede 10 chances. So you need to sort that one out. Last couple of comments. Thank you guys for watching. Hit the like button if you haven't yet. Subscribe on YouTube if you're watching, and follow if you're watching on Facebook and on Twitter as well. Please let us add Tielemans and Rafinha, then we finish. Again, I would say Tielemans, yes, but not Rafinha. I'd say Milinkovic-Savic, a midfielder. Again, I'm very happy to be linked with Rafinha and Gnabry because they are very world-class players and they would add a lot of goals to us. But that is for later. You need to sort out your midfield first. I think we needed 2 midfielders before everything went on. Now, if everything that you're hearing about Thomas Partey is true, now I don't think we need 2 midfielders. I think we'll need 3 because it's not enough. Well, as I've said, Lokonga struggled in midfield today in the first half. That is a friendly against a German second division team. Now, if you're playing against Crystal Palace, against Kouyaté in that midfield, or playing against Leicester, against Ndidi, or against, I don't know, Bournemouth, against, I've forgotten his name, Bournemouth midfielder. He's a Bournemouth midfielder. He's a very good midfielder at Bournemouth. He scores a lot of goals. I think he had double assists and double goals as well. I can't remember his name. Why should I remember Bournemouth player's name anyway? So all those kind of players, you're going to have a tough time if Lokonga is playing against those players. And you've not even mentioned the likes of Fabinho and N'Golo Conte. That is a different level. Probably the only player he can be better than is McTominay and Fred. I don't like that team too much. So let's see the last couple of comments. Jonathan David from Lille is a good shout. Vincent. But Jonathan David and Alexander Isak would be like 60 million. I think we need to splash that money on a midfielder. We already have the striker. We need a backup striker. Yes, we need midfielder Tielemans, Savic. Ricky says what's wrong with Partey. There's nothing wrong with Partey. In case you need to know, just Google and check on Twitter. But as of now, there's nothing wrong with Partey. He actually traveled to Germany. So let's see if he's going to be part of the next friendly. At least I'm hoping there's nothing wrong with Partey because I'll be sick. If it's true, I'll be very sick. Like, it will ruin my whole entire mood for the next season. Why 3-5? No, it's not good for me. Arnold is not happy with the 5-3. Why 5-3 Arnold? Because we have a very good forward line, but we had a crap defense. That is just the basic answer. Our defense is not great at all. But in terms of a recap, we conceded 2 goals in the first 29 minutes. The first one, Matson should have done better. Second half, a bit all over the place. In the second half, we made a couple of subs. Gabriel Jesus and Neny came on. Jesus scored, and then Mohamed scored. Things you love to hear. And then they scored 2 own goals. Jesus was very good. Ketty was very good. And Jesus scored again, so he scored 2 goals and basically almost assisted twice with Ketty. Could have had 4 goals. I think Ketty could have had like 2, and Jesus could have had like 4. I am not exaggerating. That's great news, says Emmanuel. Tell me about Asensio. Again, he wouldn't be my first choice guy to go for, but it's looking like if you're going to get a winger, it's a huge possibility we could get Asensio. I wouldn't mind him because it's cheaper. 22 million is not that bad. but that is not our problem. He's not coming in to replace Saka. Saka's been our best player the last 3 seasons. I doubt he's going to be there to replace Saka, let's be honest. Very impressive, says Michael. Please tell us if you know something that's going on, please, says Vincent. No, Vincent, it's too serious of a story to speculate, so that is why you're not going to talk about it. Another question, how can I get a link to watch these friendly matches online? Now, it was just today, I guess, that they didn't show it. Probably the games that you're going to play in USA against Chelsea and Everton and the Emirates Cup. The Emirates Cup, I'm probably 100% sure that they're going to probably show it on Arsenal.com. And you might be able to get a couple of illegal sites on Twitter or YouTube and stuff. But today you had to pay to watch it, like around £4 or something. But the others, I'm pretty sure it will be easier to show it. I did put a link on the stories on Instagram and Facebook and directing you where you can watch it. But next time, if there's a friendly and it's not being shown, if I get a link, I'll just post it somewhere on the YouTube story. Why did you cry there? Sonam says, why did you cry there? Who cried? Sonam, the only reason I'm crying is because Jesus has just scored 2 goals today and is the best striker in the world, and I'm crying tears of joy. I asked who is the best number 9 in the world. Gabriel Jesus, 72%. You guys know football. Thank you for watching. That was our first preseason game. Thank you for the support, and I'll definitely catch up with you guys on the next one.